What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the AK Show with your boy AK the Ref. How was everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great weekend this past weekend. Welcome to episode number 17. We are here. I know I'm recording this on Monday, but it drops on Wednesday. So if you're listening to this, it would be Wednesday. So that's halfway through the weekend, and have a happy hump day. And you are almost to the weekend, so you know what we do here. We give a round of applause because you're almost to the weekend. Thank you for tuning in. You people are the best. I love you. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause because you're almost to the weekend. When you will be listening to this, even though they're clicking on Monday. But I hope when you do listen to this, you've had a fabulous week so far, and you had a fabulous weekend this past weekend. For me, I'm on summer break. Let's go. Let's get a clapping for being on summer break. To all the teachers out there being on summer break, let's go. Let's go. Excited. The only problem is the school district I work in, our summer break started. Our last day of school was last Wednesday. We had to come back after Memorial Day. I'm pretty sure we're the only school district in the state of Kansas that had to come back after Memorial Day. And so, while other school districts got done the previous week, we had to be done the Wednesday after Memorial Day. It made no sense. It just made no sense at all to me. But because we had to make up some snow days, I don't know. I talked to other people that had kids in school. I guess they built in extra time in the school day so they didn't have to come back after Memorial Day. But it is what it is. I mean, really, that last week and the 2 days we had to come back, I mean, it made no sense. We didn't do anything. I mean, in PE, I took my kids outside and we just had a blast. But officially on summer break, that's what it is. This past weekend, I didn't really do anything. I just chilled. This weekend. I just wanted to enjoy the weekend and just chill. Went out to eat. Just chilled at the house. Yesterday, just made a chill day. I got all summer to do stuff like go swimming, go do things, whatever. Not going out of town this year, like a vacation. We're doing that next year. Because last year we went to Florida and I got married last June. But this year, we're just going to stay here. I want to go to Florida again. But we're planning to go next year. But I hope everybody had a great weekend, had a great Memorial weekend the weekend prior. I know I haven't been on here for the last 2 weeks. It's just been hectic at work and everything. I just feel like I've had no time to know what's going on. You know, cleaning out my office because I am starting a new PE job in a new school district this time. This will be full time because at the last job I just had, I was part time, but starting full time in the next school year in Olathe. But yeah, I don't like starting at a new school after I've been somewhere for like a couple years because you gotta learn students' names all over again. You gotta build new relationships with the staff and the students, and the parents. It's a whole thing. But I'm excited since it's full time. I'm still gonna be coaching football and basketball too. So in the current school district I just left, so I'll be in two separate school districts. But shout out to the old school I was just at, Lenexa Hills. I won't miss it there. It was it was very emotional leaving the school. I had some students crying that I was leaving because, as a PE teacher, you get all the students. So when you're there 1 year, you have all the students, and you're there again the next year, you have them all again. So it was sad. It was I had some kids crying on the last day of school. Yes, it was very emotional, and because when you build relationships with like the staff and students and their parents, like it gets emotional because you get to know them. Because as a school teacher, you are with these kids more than if you have kids, you're with the students you teach more than you're with your own kids. And so, like, you're there every day, Monday through Friday, usually except for like holidays and breaks like that. But you're there one semester and then a whole nother semester. And then you get to know everybody. And then when you have to tell them you're leaving, it doesn't go over so well. But I appreciate my time at Lenexa Hills. I enjoyed it, but I'm off to a new school district. I wish I could have stayed at Lenexa Hills. I mean, I would have loved to stay. I would have loved just to be at one place, you know. But I know that doesn't happen, and I gotta do what's best for me and my family, and that's full times. But I'm always gonna remember the good times at Lenexa Hills, because when they do stuff like this, they give you mugs with your name on it. You know, Hydro Flask. You know, I don't. But I'm gonna use this thing. But shout out to the student that gave me this. I don't want to say their name on the podcast like that. You know, but shout out to them. You know, I got a whole bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna miss it there. It was what's up. I'm always gonna keep in touch with everybody I made a real connection with at that school. So, you know, you got me. Follow me. Let's go. But anyways, let's get to it. Let's wave at these people on Instagram. I got the Instagram live going while I'm recording this. But on tap today, you know, I want to get into the Mavs, the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks. They're in the finals. I want to talk some WNBA and this whole Caitlin Clark. I know I've talked about it before. And then I want to get my thoughts on the new Bad Boys movie coming out. And then I want to talk about Major League Baseball, you know, and how I'm not able to watch the Royals games. So let's get into it. The Mavericks. If you don't know, I'm a big Dallas Mavericks fan. I've been a fan since 2001 season, you know, because in Kansas City, we don't have a professional NBA team. You know, we don't have a basketball team. I mean, we used to have the Kansas City Kings, but that was back in the 80s, and then they moved to Sacramento, and now they're the Sacramento Kings. But I wish we had an NBA team. But growing up, it was the Bulls for me with Jordan, and then after Jordan got his second three-peat, uh, I know he retired again, and then I kind of just like I was still watching. I didn't have a team, and then I kind of just became a fan of Allen Iverson, and then like I think it was the 01, 02 season. I became a Dallas Mavericks fan. Actually, it's because I became a Dirk Nowitzki fan first, and then I was like, I'm gonna follow the Dallas Mavericks. I like this dude, so I became a Dirk fan, and then he was on the Mavericks basically his whole career. I mean, yeah, he got drafted with one team, but then got traded. The Mavericks traded for him. But ever since the 01, 02 season, I've been rocking Dallas. It was Dirk, and then I just stayed with Dallas throughout his career with the Mavericks, and then them getting Luca. But I was so happy when Dirk won. He should have had two. He should have had two rings. He had another one. I forget the year. It was against the Heat. It was Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade got his first chip, I believe. But then they got him back in the 2011 or 2010 2011 season when they went against the big three in the Miami Heat of Bosh, Wade, and LeBron in the finals, 2011. But just before I get going on this, that 2011 run in the playoffs, that's the greatest ever. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That Dallas Mavericks team, 2011 playoffs, greatest run ever. You cannot tell me otherwise. You will not be able to tell me otherwise. They had to go through the Trailblazers, Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, and then Oklahoma City with Durant, Westbrook, Harden, all them boy who was on was it Ibaka on that team, and then in the finals they had to go against the big three. You would never tell me in any day, in any history of the NBA that wasn't the greatest playoff run ever. But yeah, I'm stick to it. But yeah, we got the Mavs back in the finals for the first time since 2011. I'm excited. This playoff run has been. I won't compare it to that playoff run in 2011, but it's been pretty good. And I've only been watching the Mavericks. I haven't watched any of the other games. I wasn't watching any of the other Western Conference games or the Eastern Conference games. I was just watching my team. I was watching the Mavs. And I know what they do well, so I can speak on what they do well and what they need to do to win to win 4 games and become, the NBA champs this year. But I haven't watched any of the Celtics. I know they're the number 1 seed. I feel like the Mavs coming out of the West, they had a harder road than the Celtics. But here's what the Mavs need to do, in my opinion, to win. And this is just based off me watching them, because I don't get a chance to always watch them throughout the regular season. I keep track of them. I don't have the NBA League Pass. I live in Kansas City. They're Dallas, so I won't get their games locally, anything like that. But I keep track of them when they're on TNT or ESPN or local television like that, because it's one of those big games. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Or sometimes I'm gonna go find ways to watch it. You know what I mean? But other than that, I keep track of them. And then when they got into playoffs, I watched that first game in the playoffs against the Clippers. Ooh, they got smoked. They got smoked big time. I was like, damn, this ain't looking pretty. But then they came out in game two. They made adjustments, took game two, and then you know how the rest, they went 4-2 in the first round. Then they went to Oklahoma City. The same thing happened in game one. I was like, okay, I think I know what they're doing. They're doing like a feeling out process in game one. They did it against the Clippers in the first round. In the semifinals, they did it against Oklahoma. But when they come back in game two, they made adjustments, and it took game two. But then in the conference finals, they just took game one. They was like, no, we ain't doing this filling out process. I thought it was gonna be a sweep, to be honest. I really did thought it was gonna be a sweep. But they they went 4-1. So the first two rounds 4-2, and then the second round 4-1, and this is why they're in the finals. The reason that the Mavs, I think, can win, just based off what I've been watching the last three playoff series, is what I think they need to do to win is just play their game. Keep doing what they're doing. It starts with Luka and Kyrie. It starts with those two. They got to be on their game every game. It starts with those two. And then it starts with the role players, PJ Washington, Gafford, Derek Lively, even Maxi's back from injury. I'm forgetting one. It just starts with the role players doing what they have been doing and hitting their shots when they get the opportunities. And it starts with Luka and Kyrie. It starts with the role players doing what they need to do. And it starts with that tough inside defense from Gafford and Lively, just in there when they play X amount of minutes, and then they bring in another one. He plays X amount of minutes, bring back Gafford. Gafford plays, and then Lively plays. That's a good 1-2 punch. Big man, and they just in there. Gafford's been playing like a madman. Lively's been playing like a madman. I know he got hurt. Was it game 3? It was game 3 against the Bucks. He got hurt with the neck sprain. I thought it was a concussion. He missed game 4, and people say, man, that's why they lost game 4, because they didn't have Lively. No, they didn't lose game 4 because they didn't have Lively. They lost game 4 because Kyrie wasn't playing like he had been the last 3 games. That's not why they lost game 4. Would it help? Yeah, of course. But if Kyrie was Kyrie and had like 20 plus points, they would have swept the Bucks. And then Lively would have got an extra day rest. But he came back in game 5. He got hurt again. I was like, oh my God, no. But he was fine. He played the rest of the game, and the Mavs just closed out in game 5. And that game was over in the first quarter. Luka had 20. That game was over in the first quarter. Signed, sealed, delivered. The Bucks had no answer. At one point, that game was 37 points. I mean, the closest they got it to was 20-something. I mean, that game was over in the first quarter. I mean, they gave all their energy just to not get swept, and they only won by 5 in game 4. I mean, like I said, if Kyrie would have played better, we wouldn't have had a game 5. But game 5, that game was over in the first quarter. First quarter was done. So, like I said, for the Mavs to win the NBA championship this year, they just got to play them. They just got to play their game. Luka and Kyrie need to do what they need to do offensively. Kyrie and Luka. Kyrie's been playing real good defense. People talk about Luka not being able to play defense. I mean, I've seen some pretty good defensive effort from him, over the last 3 playoff series. And the role players, especially Lively and Gafford, doing what they do in the inside, clog up that middle, closing out on shooters, playing tough D, playing your brand of basketball. Don't let the other team change what you do. You know, of course, yeah, you got to make adjustments. But if you go in there, play your brand of basketball, don't be intimidated because they're the number one seed. You know, probably coming out of the East. All that shit's irrelevant now. All of it's irrelevant. What you did in the last series, what you did in the regular season, when the playoffs start, all that's irrelevant. We in the championship now. We in the championship now. And it's time to go in, watch film, see what they do well, see what you need to do, play your brand of basketball, and we can take this. I got the Mavs in 6. You know, the other day I was like Mavs in 4. I was just being optimistic. You know, I would gladly take a sweep. But if Luke and Kyrie play the way they've been playing, and the role players do what they need to do, the Mavs will be fine. Like I said, I haven't watched any of Boston Celtics, so I can't give my take on what they do well. I know they got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and you know they're supposed to get Kristaps Porzingis back for this series. All that shit's irrelevant. I know what the Mavs can do, and they can go out here and compete, and they can take this in 6. I guarantee it. I think they can take it. Yeah, you know, I guarantee. Mavs in 6. All they got to do, get game 1. Get one of these two. Split the road. They play on Thursday, take that game or take game 2. If they can take one of those games in a row, put the momentum back in their favor, let's go. Mavs in 6. I got Mavs in 6. Luka going to be the MVP. Kyrie going to get, his second ring? Luka's going to get his first. And let's go. And we going to celebrate. I swear, if the Mavs win the finals, I'm driving to Dallas for the parade. It's only an 8-hour drive from KC. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, I'll take some quick sip of water. With that said, we're going to take a quick little break and come back, talk some WNBA, give my thoughts on the new what I'm hoping for in the new Bad Boys movie, and talk some MLB baseball. So we'll be right back. And we are back here on the AK Show. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I got the Mavs in 6. I want to know what you are doing in the comment section. And I forgot to mention, hit that subscribe button. You know, we over here, we're trying to build something special on the AK Show. Hit that subscribe button. We out here trying to have a good time. I ain't trying to be too serious. You know, I ain't here to talk politics and things like that and, you know, gossip. I'm just here to talk sports, entertainment, you know, movies, music, television shows, you know, because, you know, we got Bad Boys coming out this week. And then the following week, we got, what's the one movie? Ooh, the animation movie. I forgot the name of it. Oh, it's got the new emotions. Inside Out 2. That's gonna be funny. That is gonna be so funny. But like I said, we're in here, and like I said, I ain't gonna talk about none of that stuff. That ain't something I talk about. Like Diddy, you know, P Diddy and all that, and like the Cat Williams interview from earlier this year on Club Shay Shay. I'm not here to talk about that type of stuff. If you're looking for that type of stuff, this ain't the place for it. I'm gonna talk, like I said, I'm gonna talk sports. Anything in sports, we're gonna talk sports. We ain't gonna talk about like gossip and things like that. I'm not gonna talk about like athletes and like, you know, them getting in trouble, you know, outside of sports. No, we're gonna talk the actual sports. It could be basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, pro wrestling, any sport, and hell, golf, NASCAR, entertainment. We can talk movies, TV shows, music, like Eminem. I gotta mention that. Hold on. Eminem came out with the Houdini. Eminem featuring basically Slim Shady. Slim Shady's back. But I listened to that song the other day. I finally got just sat down and listened to it. And I was like, oh my God. He just don't give a fuck. And you can appreciate about that. I mean, that's what he did. You know, he's like, you can go ahead. He even said in the song, you can go ahead and cancel me. And like I said, Eminem don't give a fuck. He gonna say what is on his mind. And it's been that way ever since he came out. People have been losing their fucking minds every time Eminem drops a song that's got some wild ass lyrics in it. But I listened to it, I was like, had my mind blown. I was like, God damn, guess who's back? Back again. Slim Shady. So you had Eminem featuring Slim Shady, basically. And I saw the music video. The music video was funny. It was funny. It was funny. I ain't gonna lie. But I listened to it. I was like, damn. Yeah, he had some shit in there. I was like, damn. I'm not even gonna say. If you ain't heard the new Eminem track, Houdini, go listen to it. Go listen to it. Make your own opinion. Oh, it's just wild, man. 2024 is out to a wild start. But I ain't gonna talk about all that wildness that, like I said, I ain't here for that. I ain't here for that. So I want to move on. Just talk a little WNBA. Like I said, like a previous episode. This is the most time the most. Well, I can't talk. I can't talk right now. But this is the most I've ever watched the WNBA. I mean, I've seen games before, but I've seen multiple games. Not just Caitlin Clark's games, but I've watched other games too of other teams. But if you hadn't noticed, it seems Caitlin Clark's getting a lot of hate from her peers from other teams. And I'm trying to think, and then it was happened this past weekend. There was one of the girls on the other team she was playing against. She went in from the sky. She just went and just hip checked her. Didn't even have the ball. Wasn't even a basketball play. Just ran out her, hip checked her, and she fell down. And I'm just like, why are y'all trying to beat the shit out of the person that is bringing more eyes, bringing more people watching than ever before? And I heard somebody talking about yesterday on their Instagram, and I even commented, it's like, I get, I don't mind physicality and trash talking, but then it gets to a certain point to where it's like, okay, that wasn't even a basketball play. You just out there just trying to hurt somebody. There's a difference between a hard physical foul and just a unnecessary foul. She didn't even have the ball. And the person was talking about, this is basketball. They're being competitive. Like I said, there's a difference between being competitive and physical and trash talking, and then you just going ham like Draymond Green would do in some instances where it's like, what? You just come punch me for no reason? You just came try to tackle me. And then she got asked after the game, yeah, I'm not gonna comment on Caitlin Clark, but then she goes on Threads or Twitter and talks about, what does Caitlin Clark bring to the league besides threes? I don't even lie. I didn't know who this lady was before that incident happened. Apparently, Caitlin Clark is bringing a whole bunch of eyeballs to the league. Just go out and play basketball. Play hard, good, physical basketball. And then I commented that I mean, there's a difference between being competitive and physical and trash talking and just taking cheap shots. And then somebody commented said, you must have not watched basketball in the, before the 2000s. I was like, I'm born in '85. Of course, I watched basketball in the '90s. And I get they were more physical in the '90s, but we ain't in that era no more. Shit changes. Get with the times. Shit changes. Just like football. Football used to be be able to hit anybody any which way in the '90s and early 2000s. Shit's changed. It's shit's changed. I'm just saying, they can't play that same style of basketball that was in the '90s. Shit changed in the NBA too. You can't just go out there and just be ultra aggressive, physical, taking cheap shots. Nobody wants to see that shit. That ain't basketball. Good, clean, hard fouls. I like good trash talking, but then to a certain extent, you just sitting here taking cheap shots. Now, I can't say what happened this past weekend to Caitlin Clark. I can't say there was other cheap shots. I've seen her get fouled hard, and there might have been a little bit more on the foul, but yeah, I don't know if it's jealousy from the other people in the WNBA, the other players. But one thing somebody did mention makes a good point. Where the hell are her teammates in all this? Why are they not backing her up? Are they just gonna let her just take these beatings and do nothing? Because I guarantee you, if that was Michael Jordan playing with Rodman, and that happened to Jordan, oh, Rodman would be up in somebody's face. Draymond Green, I know sometimes he get wild, but he gonna back his teammates up. Who else? Who else is one of those like Ron Artest? You gotta have your teammates gotta have your back. On that play, the whole other four women on the court should have been charging the old girl for knocking Caitlin Clark. Like, what you doing? There should have been like a brawl. The referee should have had to separate you. There was none of that. I don't understand. Oh no, hell no! You gonna knock my teammate down like that? You better wait. There's gonna be you gonna get receipts. You gonna get receipts, but there's none of that. It's just like her teammates don't have her back, and I don't know if that's just because there's no reason for that. This is your teammate. Have her fucking back. I'm just saying. I mean, you play on a team with somebody, so shit that happens like that, you gotta have your teammates back. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy. I don't know. I, I just from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. If I'm watching, this is the first time sitting out actually watching the WNBA, then I'm hearing all these women talk about Caitlin Clark, like, she ain't nothing. What does she bring to the table? She brings these eyeballs that you ain't had before. You out here in these venues selling out your games. I swear to God, I see a WNBA game on every night. It's not even Caitlin Clark, it's other teams. So she bringing something. I'm not saying she's the only one, but I wasn't watching like this before she got there. I'm being honest. But now I'm watching. I want to see what happens. Like I said, I was watching a lot of college women's basketball more than I was the men's this past college season when it got to the tournament. I was like, it was more exciting. It was more exciting. I'm not even gonna lie. I was watching. And now I'm watching. I want to see what happens. Even with her, Angel Reese, and all the other girls that got drafted to the WNBA. I'm like, okay. Like yesterday there was a game on the Fever on, but I was watching another game. I think it was the Liberty and the Mercury were playing yesterday on ESPN, or I believe it was ESPN. They were playing yesterday. I had that game on. So I'm like, I'm sitting here watching. I'm not just watching Caitlin Clark. I'm watching other games too. But she's one of the reasons that I'm watching, because I want to see what she does, and then I'm watching these other games. I'm like, okay, these teams are out here balling. Let's go. Much respect. So I don't know what it is. It seems, just from the outside looking in, this is just my opinion. Everybody's got different opinions. We ain't got to agree on it. We're allowed to have opinions. It just looks like a little bit of jealousy. That's it. And they don't like how she's being. It's probably one of those things that they don't like how she's being anointed the best or whatever, or the savior of the WNBA. When I think some of them are taking that personally, and they shouldn't. I understand going out to compete. When we're on this floor, we compete. But when we're off the floor, y'all can be friends and shit and lift each other up. And I get it. And I get it. Some people have that off the court rivalry where it's just like, I don't fuck with that motherfucker. That happens. That happens. It's life. People are different. But I just think, play within the rules. You can be physical. You can trash talk within the rules. That's all. We want to see how this progresses. But if you sit here trying to take out your star player of the league that's bringing a whole bunch of people, and I've seen like people even comment like, she's not bringing no eyeballs to the WNBA, and I'm like, I literally see people comment in the comment section. I'm watching because of her. So I'm not saying here the WNBA's got to protect her like that, or the other players can't go out there and be physical and play hard and make her earn it. But taking cheap shots, just dumb. Just makes no sense. Talking shit. Oh, you don't want to answer the question to the media, but then you want to go on social media and talk shit. Okay. Yes, that's, come on now. Come on, bro. Talking shit to answer the question in. That's all I got to say about that. But we out here. We on the AK show. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be right back and get into a couple more things and wrap this thing up. Thank you for tuning in. I'm on the Instagram live. This is all my setup. Yeah, I got a ring light to add more lighting. Duh. Look, 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 look. It doesn't show me, does it? Wait, where am I? Where am I? No, that doesn't make any sense. We're right here. But we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna get back and wrap this thing up. We are back here on the AK podcast. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. I got the Instagram live up right now. If you're watching it right now, you basically seeing the episode, but I'm gonna have it drop on Wednesday on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in, everybody on Instagram live. Everybody tuning in on the YouTube channel. Thank you. The AK Show podcast. We here. Like I said, I'm about to get out of your hair. I ain't trying to keep you for too much of your time. You listen when you want to listen. I ain't forcing you to listen on the day it comes out. Put it in your favorites. Put in when you're on the road listening. You at work, listen. We out here. But down the future, in the near future, I want to start having guests on here. People from different types of areas, sports, entertainment. And I'm gonna be honest. It may start off with a lot of people that are involved in pro wrestling because I know a lot of people in pro wrestling. So I'm gonna have them on here and talk some game and talk about it. Like I said, I also want to be able to have people on here that can give some good info and good advice on certain things and certain aspects. And this is gonna be one of those type of interviews. We're talking to people. There'll be times where we just shoot the shit and just talk, tell some stories, but then there'll be times where I'll be like, let me get some good info, get some good advice, some that knowledge, drop somebody that can drop some knowledge and really help somebody in whatever aspect of life you're doing, sports or entertainment, whether it's music, movies, television, basketball, football, baseball, softball, golf, whatever the case may be. At times I want people to come out here and drop some knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. Last thing I want to get into, or last two things. I'm gonna get into that Bad Boys movie after this, but Major League Baseball. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do Major League Baseball, and I think the NBA may have the same problem. And I don't know because I don't have an NBA team, so I don't know how it is. I know how it is in Major League Baseball because in Kansas City we got the Royals. I cannot watch the Royals without having to buy and pay a subscription of $106 to watch the goddamn Royals play. I'm not paying, so I shouldn't have to pay to watch my local team play. That's obnoxious. I can understand if I lived in another city, another state. Oh yeah, cool. I want to watch them. I got to pay. Cool. Like if I lived in Florida or wherever, or Texas, I'm buying NFL. What is it? NFL Sunday ticket because I'm gonna watch the Chiefs play. Either that, or I'm going to a sports bar. And if they're on the night games, then it's fine. But the MLB. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Major League Baseball. What are we doing? Can somebody answer that for me? Instagram Live. What is Major League Baseball doing? Like I said, I can't watch the Royals. I've seen them one time on TV, and that's because they're on MLB TV. That's the only time I've seen them. Valley Sports. This whole thing is dumb. I gotta pay a subscription in the local market to watch the Royals play? Absolutely not. First of all, you're not even the number one sports organization in the goddamn country. It is the NFL, followed by basketball. Hell, maybe even soccer is in there. And yeah, soccer's on Apple TV, but I get Apple TV for free, and I'm able to get MLS Network because of having T-Mobile. But Major League Baseball, like, where you at? Where are we at? What are we gonna do about this? I don't understand. Why? Any sports organization, all you have to do is take note of what the NFL does. Any team in that local market is showing on local television. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The Chiefs. I live in Kansas City. If I'm at home watching a game, it is on my local channel. whether it's KCTV5, whether it's Fox 4, whether it's NBC. It's on one of those local channels. Usually CBS, because that's where the AFC usually televises the game. That is on the local market in Kansas City. That is what the NFL does. They put the teams on television in that market they're in. The fans, the consumers, they don't have to go buy some subscription to watch their team in the local market. And even if it is like on, whether it's a Thursday night game, overseas game that's supposed to be on NFL Network, or a game that's supposed to be Amazon Prime or Peacock, or whatever the case may be, it does not matter. They will simulcast that game to the local market. Just like how we played the Miami Dolphins in that freaking cold ass game. I was there. It was cold. That game was on Peacock, but it was still shown on local television, simulcast on local television in the Kansas City market, or however the market works for getting Chiefs games locally. It was on locally in the market. I know there's like if you look at a map, I want to say St. Joe can get Chiefs games. A little bit out west, a little bit up north, east can get the local games. It was simulcast in the local market, however you receive Chiefs games in that market. And the same thing, it was in Miami. You didn't have to have Peacock if you lived in that market where your team is usually shown. So like Kansas City, the Chiefs played the Dolphins. So the Chiefs and the Dolphin fans in Miami and Kansas City were able to watch that game on their local network, even though it was on Peacock. It was simulcast. Everywhere else in the country had to watch it on Peacock. That makes sense. But why? Why doesn't the MLB, Major League Baseball, put these games on local markets? That's what I want to know. Like, what are we doing here? It's not that hard. Like, NFL's got to figure out, we got to televise local games in local markets. That's the way it used to be. Growing up, you used to be able to just turn on Metro Sports, one of the local television station, Royals be on. Had the Royals had their own network, be shown locally. Now, I've seen one Royals game. And anytime, if we go to like a sports bar or a restaurant that has got TVs, yeah, the game will be on. But I haven't been able to watch but one game at home. In the house, on the television. One. Why? Because it's all on Bally Sports and you got to pay a subscription of like $106. I'm not saying that's not a good deal, but in a local market, hell no. That needs to be locally televised. Simulcast, figure something out. Now, the NFL, they seem to be just making deals with everybody. They got deals with Amazon, Peacock. Now they got, what did they get to deal with the NFL? With Netflix. I know what they want to make their money, and everybody wants to get into live sports now. Netflix is getting into it. Amazon got into it. Peacock's into it. And I get that. Hell, you can even watch sports on HBO Max now. But I just don't want them to get away from having my local team on my local television station. In the Kansas City Chiefs. Anytime they play, they should be on locally. You better simulcast that shit. That they can have all these streaming platforms, deals with all them, all they want. I don't care. As long as it's on my local market. The moment the NFL goes the route of like in Major League Baseball, to where to watch even your local team, you gotta pay, they're gonna drop. Oh, they're gonna lose money. I guarantee you. They are going to lose money. I am not. I buy season tickets to the Chiefs. There is no way. If they went to this model that the MLB is at, where I gotta pay a subscription to watch my game, to watch my team play, and it would just be both, it'd be the away games. Hell no. Hell no. I ain't paying for that shit. I gotta pay a season ticket, and I gotta pay a subscription just to watch the away game? Nah, fuck out of here with that shit. I'm just saying, NFL needs to keep it the way they're doing. I get they want to make money, but you need to keep locally. You need to simulcast that stuff, them games locally, for just those markets. So if like the Chiefs are playing the Bengals, those better be on locally in those two markets. I don't care if they're on Netflix. I don't care if they're on Peacock. You better simulcast. I don't care if they're on Amazon or Max or wherever you're gonna get the next deal at. Those teams better be on locally. And I think that's one thing the NFL does better than everybody else. Although I don't know if the NBA, if their games are on locally, I really don't know. Because like I said, I don't have an NBA team in Kansas City. We don't have one. But I know MLB, I can't watch the Royals for shit. NFL just needs to keep that model. All the sports leagues should adopt that model to where it's like, if it's that team, if it's your team, they're going to be on locally, whether away or home game. No blackout date. There's no blackouts. No, they're on local league. That's the way. Now, if you live in another state, yeah, I got to buy a package to watch my team play. I get that. Locally, I shouldn't have to buy anything to watch my hometown team. In the city I'm living at, in the city they play in, I shouldn't have to pay to watch them. In what world does that make sense? To watch them on TV. I already got to pay a subscription to Hulu. Now I got to pay a subscription to somewhere else to watch. Show that shit locally. What are we doing here? This is why the MLB is all the way down here. How they used to say, baseball used to be America's pastime. Nah, it ain't no more. It ain't been that for years. Upon years. You know what the pastime is? Football. And soccer's climbing on right up there too. Soccer is big. Real big. But that's why NFL's king. Because I can watch my team locally. I can't watch my MLB team locally at all. Unless I buy a subscription. And I live in Kansas City. This is beyond annoying. Do you understand? It's beyond annoying. It's stupid. Please. It's not that hard to figure this out. Just take the model the NFL is doing. Show local teams in their local market. And you will have more fans watching, I guarantee it. Because we here in Kansas City, I listen to it all the fucking time on sports talk radio. Fans call in. They talk about the Royals. The Royals are doing great. Hell. They ask, are you going out to the ball game? I don't know. I don't ever get to see them watch. I can't watch them play on TV. I don't know what's going on. Because fans can't watch at home. Why am I going? I don't know what's happening. I know they're doing good. I know they're having a real good season so far. I can't watch them unless I go to a game or I buy this $106 subscription. I think it's $106 or something like that to watch them on TV. No, they're in my local market. They should be on my local television station. Be on CBS, KCTV5, Fox 4, NBC, KSHB, what's the other one? My KSMO, some 38 The Spot. They need to be on something locally in Kansas City so people can get excited. People ain't spending money on to watch that. No, they're not spending money on the subscription. And I'm gonna get to a ball game this summer, probably one or two. It'd be nice to watch them on TV. It really would. Just like how I watch NFL games. Just how I watch the Chiefs locally on usually CBS, KCTV5. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a consumer that can't watch the Royals at all. Unless I buy a subscription and I live in Kansas City. That's how everybody feels. I'm not the only one that feels this way. Everybody feels that way. I'm pretty sure people out there in the Instagram world feel that way. I'm telling you, it is what it is. But anyways, I'm gonna get off that soapbox. I don't know. Major League Baseball will figure it out sooner or later. And if the NFL goes away from that, please believe they are going to lose consumers. They are going to lose consumers because I'll just go to a sports bar to watch it. I'm not paying. I already paid for season tickets. I'm not paying to watch the Chiefs play like that. If there's an away game, no, I'll go to a sports bar. I'll figure out a way to watch them. I'll go to the sports bar and just watch the game. It is what it is. I'm not going to pay no subscription. Unless I'm out of market, yeah, I'll go pay the subscription. If I'm in local market, I ain't paying no subscription to watch any of my teams play. That makes no sense at all. At all. But, yeah, man. We going to get off that. In lighter news, Bad Boys comes out this Friday, June 7th. I'm excited. I am excited for Bad Boys. I know some people still got issues with Will Smith and him slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars a few years ago. But that's this shit happened. We got an apology. It is what it is. This shit happened. Uh Shit happens. People make mistakes and screw up. I'm not gonna sit here and condone Will Smith about it. I still like him as an actor. He still entertains me. I've been watching dudes since Fresh Prince of Bel Air. My daughter watches Will Smith. She watches. I mean, she's watched Fresh Prince of Bel Air like I don't even know how many times she has watched the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. She's seen it at least all the way through, all the seasons, at least three or more times. Like she could sit there and watch it. She could probably quote everything now from all the episodes. But I'm excited for Bad Boys. Uh, the Bad Boys franchise has been good in my opinion. Like I saw somebody on Facebook say this. What up, Micah? What? Wait a minute, man, Micah. What up? Micah. Yeah, I waved at you. Hi, Micah. Anyways, I saw somebody I posted on Facebook yesterday and saying, I don't care how old Martin Lawrence and Will Smith be, I'm going to watch Bad Boys. That's exactly how I feel. Because I know it's gonna be off the hook. Like last night I was watching Bad Boys for Life. I was like, let me watch this. Let me watch this again. I watched it again. I was like, this is exciting. They've all been great. Like I don't care what anybody says. I've enjoyed all the Bad Boy movies so far, and I'm excited for Bad Boys Ride or Die. I'm excited. I know they older and they can't move like they used to be able to, but it's gonna be off the hook. I'm telling you, it's gonna be hour and 55 minutes. Let's go. Let's Bad Boys Ride or Die. I'm excited. Another movie comes out the following week. Uh Inside Out 2, where we get new emotions. I'm excited to see the anxiety emotion. That's like, hi, I'm anxiety. I can't wait for that movie. We got two great movies coming out this in the next 2 weeks. This is gonna be exciting. I can't wait because I got all this candy I need to eat that I got from work from all these students. All these students I literally have this stack this high of candy. And my go-to candy for the movie theater is Milk Duds. So I have like 5 boxes of Milk Duds. So at least I'm going to 2 movies in the next 2 weeks. And I know doesn't Deadpool and Wolverine come out this summer? Beetlejuice comes out later in the fall. I know. I'm gonna use this candy, but shout out to all the students that got me candy. I appreciate it. I really do. Much love. But I can't eat all this candy. I had to get some to my own kids. But I have, like I said, I got a stack. It's Milk Duds and Sour Patch Kids watermelon flavor. If you ain't eating the watermelon, I don't want to hear it. But yeah, I'm excited for Bad Boys. I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited, yeah. And then Inside Out too. That's just gonna be funny. That's gonna be funny. But Bad Boys Ride or Die comes out this Friday, and you will get my thoughts on that movie after I watch it. Because next week's episode would probably be a review of that movie and talking some basketball, seeing what happens because the finals start this Thursday. So that's what it is. But that's all I got for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, comment who you think's gonna win the NBA finals, comment on your pre-thoughts of what if you think Bad Boys Ride or Die is gonna be good. And don't forget to hit that share button. But I got a hydro flask. Yeah, so what? Sue me. It's better than Stanley. But yes, until next time. I'm out. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out. Peace.